Before you buy another dress, change your hair, create another Pinterest board, or decide that this finally going to be the year when you become this completely different woman, I want you to ask yourself a question that I think most reinvention videos skip completely. Who were you before life started taking so much out of you? And I don't necessarily mean who were you when you were younger. I mean, who were you before disappointment, stress, difficult relationships, work, motherhood, rejection, grief, survival mode, or simply years of caring too much started changing the way you saw yourself? Were you more confident? Were you more joyful? Did you take more care of yourself? Were there things you used to love and somehow disappeared? Did you have standards that you slowly began negotiating? Or maybe the truth is the opposite. Maybe there are parts of the woman you used to be that you absolutely do not want back. Maybe you have grown out of her completely. Before you talk about becoming a new woman, I think you need to understand what happened to the old one. Because this is where I think a lot of becoming her conversations online get a little too easy. We see the beautiful woman at the end. We see a wardrobe, we see the perfect hair, the polished home, the handbag, the restaurant, the morning routine, and we think, okay, this is what I need to copy. So we start building from the outside in. But if the woman underneath that wardrobe is exhausted, anxious, constantly seeking for approval, unable to say no, confused about who she is, or simply emotional depleted, the clothes may make her look different without actually making her feel different. And I love clothes. I love a polished appearance. So you already know I'm not going to come here and say appearance doesn't matter. Never. I am an image consultant, and of course it matters. But there is a difference between decorating a woman and restoring a woman. You can decorate a woman very quickly, and from 0 to 100 in appearance, we can all do that practically. Give me a beautiful coat, a good pair of trousers, the right shoes, wonderful hair, the perfect accessories, a beautiful handbag. And yes, visually, we can change a lot in one afternoon. But restoration takes us somewhere else. Restoration asks, what happened here? Where did your confidence go? When did you stop speaking up for yourself? When did you start feeling guilty for taking care of yourself? Why are you suddenly uncomfortable wearing something beautiful when 5 years ago you would love it? Why do you keep buying the wardrobe of the woman you want to become and then keep going back to the same 3 outfits every week? Have you ever done that, by the way? Bought something because you thought, this is exactly who I'm becoming. And then 6 months later, the poor dress is still hanging there with the tag looking at you like, so, are we becoming or not? This is exactly what I mean. Sometimes the wardrobe is ahead of the woman. And that does not mean the woman has failed. It means we started in the wrong place. And this is exactly why my return to Elegance Masterclass does not start with sending you shopping. We start further back. We slow things down enough for you to ask the right questions. What changed? Where have I gone? Who have I become and why? What took you away from yourself? What parts of you needs to be restored? What parts of you need to be left behind? And before we pile another list of expectations on top of a woman who's already overwhelmed, we first want to create enough calm for her to think clearly again. Because the woman who already feels depleted does not necessarily need somebody screaming, do more, fix more, become more, wake up earlier, buy this, change that. Sometimes she needs to stop long enough to understand why she became disconnected from herself in the first place. And when you understand that, rebuilding becomes much more intelligent. If your confidence was damaged by years of being dismissed, your work will be different from a woman who simply just never learned confidence. If you used to enjoy femininity and stop caring for yourself during an exhausting season, your work is different from a woman who never experienced what femininity means to her. If your biggest issue is boundaries, another lipstick is probably not going to solve it because Beautiful lipstick, yes, I'm still going to wear, but we need to be realistic. And this is where I want you to really listen to yourself for a moment. If you have spent months or years consuming videos about becoming more elegant, becoming more feminine, becoming more confident, becoming more polished, and you understand all the information, but somehow you are still not changing, maybe the problem is not that you need another tip. Maybe you need a process. This is exactly why I built the Return to Elegance Masterclass the way I did. It has helped so many women. It has restored so many lives, so many families, so many relationships, has brought back so much respect because it is a restoration process. We absolutely work on your appearance, wardrobe, grooming, and personal image, but we also work on your identity, feminine presence, communication, behavior, boundaries, relationships, your home, your structure, and how your everyday life supports the woman you are becoming. If you're sitting there thinking, Elisa, I know something needs to change, but I don't even know where I need to start anymore, I want you to write next step in the comments. You do not need to explain your whole life to me publicly. Just write next step because I want to know how many women have reached the point where inspiration is lovely, but inspiration alone is no longer enough. And if you already know that you're ready to start, the fall enrollment of Return to Elegance Masterclass is now open. And I would genuinely love to welcome you inside. The link and all the information you need is in the description below. Now, there is another reason identity needs to come before wardrobe. And I think this is where things become really interesting. You can learn how to look like you belong to a life before you have learned how to actually live inside that life. You can learn every external rule. You can learn how to dress beautifully, how to set a table, how to walk into the right restaurant, how to speak more carefully, what bag to carry, what brands to buy, what forks to use, and what hotel looks beautiful in the background of your photographs, and still feel like an imposter. Because belong is not something you can purchase entirely from the outside. Have you ever entered a room where someone is dressed perfectly, everything is technically right, but somehow she looks deeply uncomfortable? And then another woman walks in wearing something incredibly simple, and you immediately feel that she belongs there. The difference interests me so much more than whether someone carries the right handbag. When elegance is only something you perform, you need a scenario to support you constantly. You need the right clothes, the right people, the right environment, the right amount of approval. And the moment one of these things disappears, suddenly you do not feel elegant anymore. But when elegance becomes part of the woman, it travels with her. She can be elegant in a beautiful hotel, and she can still be elegant when the flight is cancelled and everyone else at the airport is losing their minds. She can be elegant when she has money. She can still have dignity during a season when she's rebuilding financially. She can be elegant when she's single, married, raising children, changing careers, going through something difficult, or simply having a completely different Tuesday. Because elegance is no longer a costume she puts on when life looks impressive enough. It has become part of the way she thinks, chooses, responds, and carries herself. And this is one of the reasons I love the story of Esther so much. When Esther enters the palace, there is absolutely an outward preparation. Scripture does not pretend that presentation is irrelevant. There is a preparation for her appearance. And I actually think this is interesting because sometimes people act as caring about presentation somehow makes Christian women superficial. But Esther also had something much deeper working in her. She had guidance from Mordecai. She had to develop discernment to know how to speak. She had to fast, pray, find courage to act when the situation became dangerous. And she needed enough self-control not to simply rush into the room saying everything that was in her mind. This, my love, is preparation too. Because eventually, beauty could get her into the palace. But beauty alone could not carry the responsibility that came with being there. And I think this is such an important distinction for women. It is another thing to prepare yourself to carry the life of the woman. What happens when you finally get the opportunity you want? What happens when you enter the room you wanted to access? What happens when the business grows? What happens when the relationship comes? What happens when you already and finally have the life, the home, the relationship, the job, the lifestyle you dreamed about? Are you comfortable there? Or some parts of you are still waiting for someone to discover that you don't belong there? This is where identity gives the external transformation somewhere to land. And as a Christian woman, my faith is a huge part of how I think about this. Because if my entire sense of self is built around other people's approval, it's incredibly fragile. Someone compliments you and suddenly you feel wonderful, capable. Someone criticizes you and suddenly you question your entire existence. A trend changes and suddenly you need a new identity. A relationship ends and you have no idea who you are without that person. That is exhausting. There has to be something underneath all that. Your values, your convictions, your relationship with God, your understanding of who you are and what kind of woman you want to be. The external things are free to evolve. Your style can change, your body can change, your income can change, your environment can change, your relationship status can change. But you don't need to become stranger to yourself every time your life enters a new season. And this brings me back to the question I asked you at the beginning. Who were you before life took so much of you? But I want to add one more question. What from that woman is worth restoring? And what from that woman is worth staying in the past? Because Return to Elegance is not about reversing your life and pretending nothing has ever happened. Maybe you need to restore your confidence, your joy, your femininity, your voice, your standards, your relationship with God, or simply the pleasure you once took in being yourself. Maybe you also need to leave behind the people pleasing, poor boundary, chaos, comparison, constant needs for validation, or whatever else no longer belongs to the life you're building. This is why I see this as a restoration with discernment. You do not blindly return. You recover what was valuable, you understand what changed, then you build forward with more intentionality. And that to me is very different from simply buying the wardrobe of another woman and hoping that eventually you will feel like her. So if you have been listening to this and thinking, okay, I understand now. I don't just want more inspiration. I need the next step. Write next step below. I'm going to be looking for those comments, my love. And if you already know that you already actually worked through this transformation in order, the fall enrollment for Return to Elegance Masterclass is now open. That is where we take these conversations much further, that I can take them here on YouTube. And I actually put the pieces together step by step. I will leave the information below, and I would truly love to welcome you inside. And perhaps after doing all that work, the goal is not that one day everybody looks at you and says, oh wow, she became someone else. Maybe better end is that you one day look at yourself and think, there I am. I recognize myself again. So thank you so much, my love, for joining me this far. I hope that you have enjoyed this video. If so, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos like that. Until then, remember, you don't need a special occasion to live elegantly, to live beautifully, because you are the special occasion. Bye.